Is atheism a prerequisite for progressivism/leftism? No.
No, it's a conclusion of
Well, that's
progressivism.
one way of looking at it.
Yeah, it's one of the main side effects of not maybe not leftism, but definitely progressivism.
There are a lot of um, progressive religious figures, though.
Yeah, that's why one of the side effects.
Yeah.
You may experience, like, if you're progressive enough, it's not guaranteed, but you may experience atheism.
Oh,
One of
Sarah
the
has
side.
a question that we missed in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
If morality is subjective, then aren't all your moral arguments against religions stupid and subjective?
No, because first of all, it depends on what you mean by subjective. Okay. Because when there's two different arguments here. When some people say objective, subjective, if they're talking about within, so objective morality, as in the universe, there's something within the fabric of the universe, within nature, that makes some certain actions good and certain actions bad. Then by that definition of subjective and objective, morality is definitely subjective. Okay, there's nothing that within the laws of the universe that makes certain actions good or certain actions bad. It doesn't even have a meaning to the universe, right? Good or bad. But from another sense, if it's not necessarily morality itself that is objective, but if you given certain desires that we naturally have, like the desire to love each other, be sympathetic to each other, see each other's success, be happy, wanting to love others and wanting to be loved by others, and if based on, like, so we don't even have to argue where they come from. The fact that they're there and that we have this desire to make the world a less miserable place and make the highest number of people happy, to increase general utility, given that goal, wherever that goal comes from, where that goal comes from, that's a separate topic that we can have that discussion, right? But given that we have that goal, there are objectively better ways of achieving this goal and objectively worse ways of achieving this goal, given that goal. Okay, which methodology is better and which methodology is worse? The answer to that question is objective one, right? So yeah, it might be the fact that we have this desire is subjective by definition of subjective, but given that desire, how do we achieve this goal? The answer to that could be objectively wrong or objectively right. In that sense, then the morality, the answers to this question of how do we achieve the highest amount of happiness for the most number of people, the answer to that question is objective. And the rules and the standards and the moral code and ethics that we come up with that achieves that's the best is it's a question that could be answered scientifically because it's within the natural world, right? Okay, cool. That was the best answer. Yeah.
What do you think of Stoicism? Vince, hey!
Yeah.
Guys, go subscribe to the Babylon Project. That's Vince's. Made a podcast about it. Well, I love that you're watching Vince's content. That's awesome. And coming to us about it.
Did you figure it? Did you figure out? Did you find his podcast because we recommended it? But go on. Yeah.
Still not convinced though, but I want to hear both of your takes. Quick answer for me: I haven't studied Stoicism enough to have an opinion on it. A well-informed opinion on it.
I have to think about it. I don't know. Do you have any opinions about it?
I mean,
remember the story of that?
I kind of do have a bit of just like a stoic personality. I think that's something that's a value that was taught to me in the way I was raised. So I'm on board in that sense. Like, what my dad would always say about me is I'm a trooper. You buckle down, put your head down, and you get stuff done. You go through hardship. You don't try not to lend yourself to a victimhood narrative. I think that's good.
Okay, here's the thing. Is it just like accepting, like, depends on how you specifically define, right? Because there are certain definitions of it that you could say, like, okay, based on that definition, I like it. And there are certain definitions of it, like, okay, why are you making your life so difficult for no reason, right? Can you come up with a specific? I mean, maybe one reason why I don't have an answer maybe is because I don't have a clear definition of what this represents.
I think you're right, because I was also took on a lot of making things unnecessarily hard for myself as well.
I mean, it seems like it's becoming more relevant these days. I've even seen, like, PewDiePie even made some videos about it. Because so many people are like, have this give me attitude, right? And they want everything to be made for them, especially as a response to, I don't know, both victim culture and also to the response to a lot of, some people think this is also a response to, I don't know, the entitled attitude a lot of the new generation seems to have, right? So I think some people are going to extreme other ends, right?
Are you talking about Gen Z? Or are you talking about millennials?
Gen Z.
Okay.
But what do you think? Can somebody give me like a more specific definition so I'm not criticizing something that
what type or level of
I don't
Stoicism?
even understand. Yeah. Let me actually find a good definition. Here. John is saying, from what I heard from the podcast, it's just accepting your limitations. Well, I mean, that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
I don't think that's what most people mean, though.
Mm-mm.
I mean, see, this is the problem with these things, right? You can't, like, based on that definitions, how could this be a bad thing? Like, your limitations are there, and if you accept them, you're accepting reality. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
So based on that definition, it cannot be, there's no way that it could be a bad thing. But I'm pretty sure there are other ways of looking at it, and it could be a horrible thing. Right? There are other definitions of it. It really depends on the definition, right? Before accepting or criticizing certain ideas, we first have to understand, like, what we're specifically talking about.
Oh, wait, this is funny. Desert Cammy is saying, dang, people here asking serious questions. Meanwhile, I joined here to ask stuff like Armin's favorite soda flavor. I can answer that question.
Okay, answer.
It's a Coke Zero.
Yes.
Easy. Well, at least if you spend as much time with you as I do, it's easy. Do you guys have any plans to get in a discussion with, I'm assuming by Daniel H, you mean Daniel Hakikaju? Armin already did.
Yes. You could check. Twice. Yes. Yeah, I would like to do it again if he's up for it.
You interviewed him on Secular Jihadists several years ago, and then you also talked to him on Ideas Unboxed, but it was less of your going head to head with him and more of you moderating a debate between him and Imam Tawhidi. So
yeah, I would like to have it. Have more discussions with him if he's willing. I don't know. I feel like I had some. I don't know. For some reason, I always had a friendly attitude with him, even though his ideas are crap. So I don't know why on Twitter all of a sudden, like, he also had like this. He thinks like under an Islamic state I should be put to death and all, but he was.
And he'll tell you to my face.
Yeah, he tells that to my face, but his interactions with me was pretty polite and civil until I interacted with him on Twitter, and I don't know what happened after that, because all of a sudden it became a lot more personal. For some reason, he was like taking, I don't know what happened, but I was like surprised about that because I was always, I don't know, when I engage with these people, I'm usually very polite with them. But
Yeah,
but
that's
if you
what's so
sell,
funny when you have conversations with people like the one we just did with Jangles, aka SJW debates. Like, there were people in his live chat saying like, "Oh, Armin is cowering like he always does when actually confronted with people." Blah blah blah. I'm like, no, he just, like, when he's speaking to individuals, he speaks like a kind, normal, polite person. He's not gonna be yelling at them like he does on his own platform. It's not cowering. It's just like, just trying to be a person.
yeah, I'm just trying to be nice. And it's amazing that people get so surprised when I'm like yelling at stupidity with you guys. That's not how I talk to people. When I'm facing, of course not. Like I'm so surprised. Like, oh, Armin, why are you so nice? I didn't think you would like. Really, really. You think I'm incapable of being nice to people? And also subscribe to our newsletter, because if we get removed from all these platforms, at least we could reach out to you. And guys, by the way, if you subscribe to our newsletter, you get a free copy. Where's your copy, Susanna? Get it. We're doing promotion. You get a free. It's not even promotion. It's free. Okay, so if you subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description, you get a free copy of Why There's No God. Come on, like, I'm handing it out for free. Okay, it's a bestseller on Amazon, and you get it for free. So subscribe to our newsletter, and you get a free copy of Why There's No God sent to you. Link in the description.